All right, we're live.
Hey,
Yo, you're back.
I am back. It's been a while.
It's been 3 weeks, right? Yeah, 3 weeks.
Missed 3 weeks. I
Yeah.
think 2 episodes though. I think you guys took last week off.
Yes, I was sick last week. Well, I was just getting over my sickness last week, but I wanted just a
Yeah,
couple
I
more
came I
days.
came back with like a cold, so I have like a cough right now, which is great.
Yeah, there was a cold going around last week up here, like here, especially with my work. So, like, that whole week was rough in general because of it. Everybody was sick that I knew. Uh,
Well, I
but
started my trip, and this trip I was joining my mom for the trip because she was over there.
okay.
So
Yep.
like 2 nights into the vacation, she gets COVID. It's just like,
Oh,
oh,
no.
come on.
Man.
Um, we were pretty diligent about it though. I never ended up getting it. Um,
That's pretty
but it was
impressive.
still just yeah. Well, like I said, we were real diligent with masking. She didn't want to give it to me. I didn't want to get it. So,
Yeah.
but it was still just like, oh, that sucks. The beginning of the trip.
That timing is awful. Yeah, that sucks. Unfortunate.
Luckily, she only had it for about, I want to say like a week,
Okay.
which is still just rough. Like half my trip, it was just like, am I gonna get it? Could be like any moment. Half this
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah. Yep. That's rough. Man. That's lucky though that you didn't get it. That's pretty good.
Yep. What's really lucky though? So I went to Scotland and Wales.
Yeah.
With a couple nights on either end of for London to fly in and out of, but the majority was Scotland. Um, my favorite spot was Edinburgh. That's where we first started, and
Okay.
it was raining. Obviously, it's Scotland, and on the last night, someone from the hostel stole my umbrella, so that was cool. So I bought another umbrella, and then it didn't rain again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
So if that was like a sacrifice to the rain gods,
Yeah.
take the umbrella, it worked because I feel like it's pretty lucky to tour around Scotland for like 2 weeks with like barely any rain whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive for sure.
Yeah. So all the like big sightseeing stuff, gorgeous blue skies, like I was so lucky I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Was it
We'll see.
last time you went somewhere that you got really sick, or was it like a few times ago now? Where were you again? I can't remember. You got really sick somewhere, and I remember that you said you spent like 11 days in just like agony on your trip or something.
Oh, that was a while ago. That was probably like 6, 7 trips ago because that was not the most recent January. That was 2 Januaries ago. That was Italy, where I was just in
Italy,
the
that's
hotel
right.
room. That was quite
Yeah,
a while ago. Yeah.
man.
I do feel like every time I do take one of these trips, I end up getting a cold. Like just somehow, just like I'm hanging out with a lot of tourists. I'm in
Yeah,
hospitals and stuff. Like I always just end up with a cold.
in big metal tubes in the sky with people. Yeah, it's bound to happen, surely.
Well, like on the planes, like I'm still masked on the planes, but it's harder to mask when you're like sleeping and stuff at like
Yeah,
hostels and what, or going out to bars and whatnot and stuff like that. Or I'm
sure.
going to all like the really touristy landmarks, so there's lots of people there.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you? 3 weeks. What have you been up to? And how's Calgary? Anything new in
Uh,
your life?
yeah. I mean, it's been okay. It hasn't been 3 weeks for me, really. I've been talking about stuff, but like nothing major has been happening. I guess since we last talked, a lot of TV stuff has happened. Have you been catching up with
I did
all of
want to
that?
touch. Yeah, I did want to touch base on some TV stuff. So I
Yeah.
finished Alien Earth.
Okay. Yep.
Um, I thought that was profoundly disappointing.
That last
That last
episode is
episode
awful. Yeah.
was so bad. I
Yeah,
could
it
not
really
believe,
is.
like specifically, and I'm not going to get too into the spoilers. I don't want to spoil it too much for people, but like they were setting up Kirsch as this big like, oh, he's letting things happen. He's clearly
Yeah.
thinking through. Nothing happens with that. Like, what are we gonna do with him? I don't know. A fist fight? How about we just do a fist fight? Oh,
Yeah.
so disappointing.
Yeah, it's
But yeah,
awful. I don't like one of the main characters because I feel like she's just kind of a Deus Ex Machina. They've just wrote her in to be able to do whatever they want, and I hate that in writing.
That's another thing. It's like, so she can do anything, like, and there's no danger. She can
At all.
summon the creature from like any point on the island.
It's so disappointing.
The tension's gone. Yeah.
The vibe and like the world building and stuff is all still very good, and a lot of the stuff with the Lost Boys, like the other ones, they're pretty like fun and well written and some good stuff going on in there. But like that last episode, holy shit!
I just think they didn't do like anything interesting with any of the plots.
Agreed.
Like they set up a lot of things. It's like, oh, okay, it would be cool if like this character ended up over here, or this character got attacked by this thing, or like anything, and it's just like, nah, come back for next season. And it's like, I don't know if you're gonna get another season. I understand this show was extremely expensive, and we live in an age where it's like season 2 for most shows takes like 2 to 3 years. Like,
yeah, that's right.
I don't know if we will ever see this again.
Yeah, it's really too bad because there's still stuff even in that last episode that I thought were cool from like a production standpoint and aesthetically vibe. Like there's still stuff in there that's like, yeah, this is awesome. But yeah, disappointing. It comes a long way from the first episode where I was like pretty thoroughly invested in what was going to happen.
I think other TV. Are you caught up on Peacemaker?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen like tonight's, I guess, but yes, I've seen.
Neither have I. I'll do that after this. I'm enjoying that quite a bit.
Yep.
There's a TV like watch along cast podcast I'm listening to, and they clocked the like big reveal from last episode like 4 episodes ago. And when they pitched their theory, I was like, oh, you know what? That is such a good pitch. I would be shocked if that wasn't the big twist coming.
So it was almost like an unintentional spoiler or something. Just
yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
But I'm still enjoying that show quite a bit.
Yep.
Really loving the music. There's been like a few songs in there where I've like, I need to like look up what this track is because I want to put that on my phone.
Sure. Yeah. I still don't love the main theme very much, but the rest of it's been fine. Like I don't like the title theme that much this season.
I like it. I don't like it as much as season 1, but it's just kind of a high bar.
It's so good. Yeah, the season one. So, I was gonna ask you, have you Only Murders came back while you were gone? Do you care at all?
Yeah. I am watching it. I think I'm 1 or 2 episodes behind. But I have watched the first 4.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just like, this isn't like the worst thing I could be doing with my time. So I still like these characters, but it is definitely, this show has dropped in like priority for me quite a bit.
You were like, I'm sure it's the same with you. You were definitely there for like Steve Martin and Martin Short to do their thing. Like that's what you're there for. Yeah. So, and they do it. Yeah. So like, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. What else was it? I'm watching Gen V. Are you watching Gen V?
Yes, I love Gen V, so I'm very excited.
Still enjoying that.
Yep.
I also watched all of The Paper.
See, I watched 3 episodes of it and turned it off. I don't like it.
No, I don't like it either. And I'm hoping it's just like, I mean, this creator, obviously Office, Parks and Rec, notorious for bad first seasons.
This is what I'm hoping for too, because I love The Office. It's one of my favorite shows, so I want to believe.
I don't really like any of these characters. Some of the characters I hate and cannot stand, and they give so much. That Esmeralda character,
she's awful.
Mind-numbing.
She is awful. Yeah, I can't imagine
they just keep
make
giving
her good.
And they just keep making her like more and more of like an important character, and it's ridiculous.
Oh, that doesn't make me want to finish the season.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard. Luckily, the show's like 20 minutes, so like it's so easy to kind of just get through. But
sure.
Yeah, so I did that. I watched all of The Paper, and that's a thumbs down from me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm hoping.
Yeah, like that main guy and the other girl that plays off him or whatever in the first couple episodes. I don't know if like she keeps having a main role ish. They're fine.
She does.
But she's awful. Esmeralda's awful. Holy shit. I hate her so much.
I don't really like any of like I don't think there's a single character where I do kind of like them. Like I'm excited for them or whatever. I'm just kind of like either neutral or I don't like you.
Sure. Yeah. Just seeing if there's anything else that it just feels like there's been so much that I'm surely forgetting something here, you know?
I think that's all I was kind of watching on my trip.
Yeah. So you were watching it like, or did you come back and try to like binge to catch up or whatever?
No, I was watching it on my trip.
Yeah.
I was like downloading them, watching it on like bus trips and stuff. That was actually okay. I got one story I'll share about Scotland, other than the rain and stuff. So I did like a lap of the whole country. And going to the Highlands is like a big thing to do when you're in Scotland. And there's not like a big city up there, but the biggest town is called Inverness, and that's where a lot of travelers will kind of have their home base as they go out and go to the Highlands, like the Isle of Skye and stuff like that. So I booked some like day trips, like bus tours, because we weren't renting a car. So they would drive us around to all the stops, and I've done this pretty regularly in the past. They're usually around like 6 to 8 hour trips. This one was 12 hours, which that's a long day. And then we had 2 full days in Inverness, and I was like, hey, why don't I book 2 of these so we can see 2 different chunks?
Yeah.
Holy shit, 12 hours like ruins you. And then doing it 2 days in a row, by the end of 24 hours of sitting on the bus and stopping at random stops, I almost hated Scotland.
Sure. I mean,
and what didn't help, and this is nobody's fault, there was no way to tell this was going to happen. It was the same tour guide. So I heard the same jokes twice.
Awesome. Yep.
Literally on the second day when he started it.
Such a niche issue, though. Like, really?
Yeah, right. But like, literally the second day when he started the tour, obviously they kind of take the same route out of the town. And he's saying his same jokes. He's saying the same facts because he doesn't expect there to be like a repeat person, even though it is technically a different area we're going to. This like first 2 hours are going to be pretty similar. I just watched Peacemaker with my noise canceling headphones because I was like, I don't need to hear what you're about to say for the next 2 hours. I already heard it.
Yeah.
But man, you're getting up at like 6 a.m. You don't get back to like your bed till like close to 8, 9. You like basically you get dropped off, you find anywhere open for some dinner, and then you go right to bed because the next day you need to wake up at 6 a.m. and do it again.
Ugh. That sounds like a drag.
That was rough. So I'm never doing a 12-hour tour. I will say though, best things about Scotland, like every bar, live music. That was super fun.
Yeah, sure.
Going out to the bars, they're playing, they're like jamming out and stuff. Some people are playing like accordions along with the guitar. That was awesome, super lively. So overall good time, but it was just 2 rough days that kind of was like a real low point.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, let's get into the show proper. We've been talking long enough about not video games. This is the Top Down Perspective, October 2nd.
Yep.
I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
And Paul, what have you been playing?
I just wanted to do some catch up on some things that
Okay.
Donkey Kong Bonanza's done. I'm done with that game. I finished it.
I did not even touch it on my trip.
Yeah, that ending is pretty fun, pretty cool. So I'm glad I saw it through. I feel that game is still too long for me as somebody who plays at this point a big game every couple days, a new big game every 3 days or so, because this is a ridiculous time to be
right now.
Gaming
is like fucked.
It's hard.
Like
it's been hard.
The next week, I'm about to get like I got 2 huge games this week. Next week I get 3 more.
I'm trying to remember what else is coming out. Oh, I was going to ask you. Well, we'll talk about when we do your stuff. I'm curious about some other stuff that maybe you've been playing, but I don't know actually.
All right.
Yeah, Bonanza's done. I'm glad that's off my list. That's basically where I'm at with that. That game, if you're like a kid or whatever, and you get 1 or 2 games a year, there is a lot to wring out of that thing. So good for them. Yeah. I I don't understand who would like do what I did and play all that and then want DLC right away, but they released that DLC, so there's surely somebody that does.
I guess so.
I guess. And just kind of like a catch up on Silksong. I've been at the end, like the true end, for a while now, but I'm still trying to squeeze out that last 5%. I'm 95%. I'm doing everything that you can in that game. It's one of the best games of the year, just straight up.
Okay.
So I don't know where to go next to bring out that last 5%. Like I kind of know what items I'm missing, because at the end there's like a thing where you can just like see that you're missing certain things in your like inventory or whatever. Like there's an empty space, and I can kind of like put 2 and 2 together of what it might be, but I have no fucking idea where to get them. So I
just like look up a guide. I'm sure it's
like
been
at this point probably.
At this point.
Yeah, at this point I'm probably just gonna do that to wrap it up or whatever. But yeah, just to get that off my list. And the reason why I kind of stopped searching for stuff in there is because everything else I'm about to talk about that I've been playing this last week essentially has come out. Have you heard of Megabonk? I'm going to jump to that real quick.
Yeah.
Megabonk is great. That's like the new Vampire Survivors for anybody who hadn't heard of it yet or whatever. It's a it's like an isometric third person type thing, kind of like a third person shooter where different characters like start with different items and you're just surviving and killing shit and getting more like experience and items or whatever to keep going. It's Vampire Survivors in a different perspective, but it's great. It's really, really fun.
I think I saw a headline today that they've sold 1 million copies, so they seem to be
good for them.
Good.
Yeah, that game is awesome. It's really addictive. It does all of the stuff of like you open a chest and it does the like bells and whistles and the bright lights and the flashing.
Okay.
It does all of it. Yeah.
All right.
It does all of it. Hotel Barcelona. I knew what this game was because I played that demo that they released like a couple months ago on Next Fest or something. And I didn't
I don't think I
love
realized
the demo.
this came out, so okay.
Yeah, this came out I think last week. Like Friday or something. I knew what I was getting into with the demo, and I knew I didn't love it, but I wanted to see like the full thing. And unfortunately, it's one of those games where I really like the characters, the story, kind of the setup, and like aesthetically all of it. But playing that thing is such a fucking drag. That game sucks so hard.
You mean a sweary game?
It's a swear. This might be his worst controlling one in my opinion, just because of what they ask you to do.
Yeah, which is interesting because like I played the demo back at GDC, which would have been like March.
Yeah,
and he was there, and I was chatting to him about the game, and he was like, "We're trying to make it like the best feeling one," and I was like, "Okay," but like I was also kind of having to like I was running into a bit of like difficulties playing it and stuff, so
yeah,
I was hoping maybe that would have been smoothed out, but it doesn't sound like it had been.
No, I think it controls awfully, and it's just janky in a bad, like unfun way to play. And it's just really too bad because that guy has a lot of cool style and a lot of cool ideas and is fun and seems like a nice guy.
This one's also with Suda, right? Wasn't he working with Suda?
It's also with Suda, yeah. I do wonder how much Suda had to do with it, or if he was just part of like brainstorming stuff. Because from like interviews I've seen, it seems like it's very much a sweary game where Suda like gave his input here and there. But I have no idea.
Well, I mean, there's a whole dev team. It's not like Sweary's there coding the whole game and whatnot. So he's just kind of like the big name because he has a following.
Yeah, it's really too bad. And there is a group of sickos online that love this thing, all 50 of them or whatever. Because it had like very positive reviews, and it just blew my mind. Reading them, I'm like, how do they not see how bad this is as a game? Like, I get that, like, you think the style is cool, but Jesus.
Maybe you're just bad at it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Could be. I'm one of the thousands and not one of the 50, unfortunately. It's too bad.
Well, are the reviews lower now? Is it no longer like positive reviews? I don't know.
I have no idea, honestly. I don't think a lot of people care enough to even try this thing. Like, I think this is going to be a huge flop.
Again, like I said, I didn't even realize it had come out.
Yeah.
If you had asked me, I would have said, "Oh, right, I think that's a September release." But just in terms of like what I was seeing online, no one's
No
talking
one's
about
talking
this
about
game,
it. Yeah, no one.
which is not great because like I'm trying to
No.
think like when was the last time Swery had like a really popular game?
Like, has he ever a really popular game? Probably
Well,
not.
I mean,
Maybe
like
Deadly
obviously
Premonition.
his most popular ones was Deadly Premonition, and then obviously he got some hype for Deadly Premonition 2, even though that game was really bad. I'm just trying to think if
Yeah.
any of the other ones kind of reach anything like that, and I don't think
No.
so. I'm seeing in the chat it's down to mixed.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. I had this moment of like playing it, just coping so hard and just being like, maybe like I'm not getting something or whatever. And no, I'm pretty sure that most people would see it for what it is and not overlook the jankiness just for the like kind of the cool parts, which I wanted to do, but it just hit me at the time where there's so much other stuff to play that I wasn't gonna like suffer through something anymore that is.
Well, I'm assuming the only
bad.
people playing it, especially right now, kind of around launch, are Swery fans because
They're the only ones part of the cult already. Yeah.
Well, how else is anyone gonna hear about this game? Like, it's not showing
Yeah.
up on a lot of live streams. Like, Microsoft and Sony aren't like, or Nintendo even aren't like championing it. So it's just like the Swery fans are probably the ones watching it.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. But that's been like the down part of everything else has been great so far. I did my first playthrough of Silent Hill F. That game is creepy and awesome. I can't wait to do the New Game Plus because it actually changes some of the story stuff from what I've seen already. So that's really exciting. A reason to get some of those other endings or whatever and see that story fully.
Yeah, it's been getting like really good reviews.
Yeah. Game's really, really good. I think the combat is the worst part about it. Not even because the combat is bad, but by the end, they kind of like throw a lot of combat stuff at you, and I just don't think that combat is good enough where I want to be doing like essentially battle arenas or being attacked over and over again as part of the core gameplay loop. Like at some point, they go away from the like, it's like scary and creepy all the time to like you're fighting a lot of things, and it's just like, what are we doing? Like, I don't want to do this. It just shows how not like great your combat is when you force me to do it for like half an hour. Ugh, gross.
Yeah, I get, that's the kind of the hard thing with like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like I'm obviously not the expert here, but just kind of like all horror stuff is eventually there needs to be this big crescendo, like
there needs to be a thing. That's right.
Like kind of somehow fighting back to win scenario, like.
Yep.
So.
Yep. But like that's my biggest gripe with it, and it's still fine. So it is what it is. That game is cool. I think that game's very good.
Does it tie into any Silent Hill stuff? I hear it's like it doesn't.
Like thematically, yes, but no, not like you don't need to know any other Silent Hill stuff at all. This is a completely standalone.
I just wondered, even like, I don't know, like Easter eggs or references, because it's not in the town, right?
It is not in like the town of Silent Hill. There are definitely things that like harken back to the other ones as like you could call them Easter eggs, but I don't think they're fully like expecting you like the costume that like you get with the deluxe edition or whatever, the like bunny costume is very clearly inspired by like the creepy bunny mascot from Silent Hill 3. So like just little stuff like that, but it's like not a direct callback, you know what I mean?
Pyramid Head in this one?
No. There's no like.
Is Pyramid Head in most of them?
No. Pyramid Head is only in one of them.
Okay. But obviously an important one.
The big one, Silent Hill 2.
Sure.
The popular one, yeah.
Yeah.
Silent Hill F is very cool. Very cool. Let's talk about Hades 2 real quick. Because I see.
I don't know if we have to do it real quick, but yeah, we should talk about Hades 2, absolutely.
Well, I don't know that I've played enough of it to talk really in depth about it. It's the thing. I've only put in maybe 10 hours total. So.
Oh, I feel like that's hey, there are games shorter than 10 hours. I have not put 10 hours
Sure.
into this thing. I think I'm around 5.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
including like the early access period as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I even went back to so just real quick, Hades 2 is great.
Yeah.
They did it again. Good for them.
Yeah.
I'm so curious what's next for them since they've been on the Hades train for a long time now. Like Hades 1 came out in 2020, I believe.
Yes,
So,
it did.
yeah.
Yep.
So they've probably been working on this property for like close to a decade. But
Yeah.
yeah, I even went back to Hades 1 this week just because I
Okay.
was curious like which things are like actually new and I'm just misremembering since I haven't played Hades for 5
Ooh,
years.
I'm interested. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch. Like the art is way more detailed. Like just like the
Yeah.
backgrounds and environments, there's just so much more detail in them. Um, you didn't have you didn't have magic in the first one, so there was nothing
Right.
about like powering up any of your attacks and using a separate bar to
Right.
throw them like that. Um, that which that's a pretty big one. Trying to think what else was in there. It was hard for me to tell how much of the like hub world was that different because I was just kind of playing the very early chunk of Hades 1.
Right. Yeah.
But you didn't have like the potions and stuff, which is new for Hades 2. Obviously, Hades 2 also has like the dual path, which I have
Yep.
not unlocked the second one, but everyone keeps talking about it, and I like so it's got to be soon for me.
Hmm.
That's obviously not there. But yeah, I think the big thing is like you also couldn't run in the first one, which is pretty big. You had the dash.
Yes. Right.
But in this one, you can dash into a run,
Yep.
and in the first one, there was no run part, so that's pretty big as well.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
combat's just there's just so much more to the combat because because before it was just light and heavy attack and your dash, but now you have like the cast, you have light, heavy charge versions of both light and heavy using the magic stuff like that. So there's just it's just a way deeper and more advanced one. So I actually think it's harder.
Okay.
Just in terms of like the amount of like the amount you have to kind of remember for the combat.
Sure.
But,
A lot more minutia.
I'm curious, what's your thoughts just in general, but also like on like what's your build? What weapons are you going for?
Yeah. Yes, I think it's very good. I think it is like the clear like definition of what I think a sequel should be, where it takes the very like basic idea that the first game did well and then just expand it a little bit more, push it a little further mechanically and all that. Like it does all that perfectly fine. I don't like the weapon choices as much as the first one. Like I just don't like how they feel like the actual weapons. However, that being said, I grew to like the axe quite a bit, which I didn't know that I would, because at first I didn't like it very much until I kind of played around with it and realized that instead of doing like a 3-hit combo with a huge third hit that takes like a 2-second delay, doing like a light and heavy attack essentially to cancel it, and you can do like really quick attacks that hit really hard. And then it made me think, am I playing the other weapons maybe in a way that is unoptimal for like how I think they should be played? So I've been kind of testing the other weapons a little bit, seeing how I feel about them. I think my favorite right now is just the first weapon that you get. Like, I don't even know what they're called. It's like the main, which is like spear thing, staff thing, whatever. And mainly because I really like what are they called? Are they like hex attacks or whatever? The like charged up attack. I really like the one that just, you can charge it up and it does just like a line across the screen. It's the first weapon you start with or whatever. So I got kind of used to using that to clear.
When you charge up your light attack, you mean?
Your light attack, yeah.
Because I'm just going off an Xbox controller. Your light attack is X, and then your heavy attack is Y. But Y, I think you throw it. But
Y
the X,
is,
if you hold it down,
you like throw like a sphere that explodes, and then it does a little area of effect or whatever.
Okay, but yeah, if you hold down X, it'll do a line outwards in both directions from you, which I think that's what you were talking about.
And I think it's just because it took a while to unlock, before I unlocked my first other weapons or whatever, that I just got kind of used to using that to clear
Sure.
a lot of small enemies pretty quickly, which is super fun.
I've enjoyed all the weapons I've gotten except for the like gun thing. It's I guess not a gun. You're like shooting like balls of energy out or something like
Yeah,
that.
I don't like that one.
However, I have a friend who has like beaten the game a few times on their way to like fully beating it, and they love the gun thing. So I get
Hmm,
it's the same as it was before. Everyone kind of has their own favorite kind of build and stuff.
totally. Yeah, yeah. Trying to think of like other things that are new. I guess the thing I like about it is that Hades 1 was, I'm pretty sure, my game of the year that year, and if not, it was my number 2, but I'm pretty sure it was my number 1.
It was yours and Claire's. It was, and it was my
Yeah.
number 2.
And like, I I I didn't know that I would get sucked in as hard as I did because there's other stuff to play. I generally, as roguelites go, kind of like don't care as much about that gameplay loop anymore. But the minute I started playing it, I just couldn't stop. It was like, okay, let's try another run or whatever. Like it hooked me immediately again, and it's been really fun.
It's had me thinking about sequels a lot lately, especially with the next game we're gonna play.
Yeah,
And I feel sequels. I feel like they kind of land in like two buckets. It's either like this is such an improvement, it's way better than the first one. And then on the other side of it, the other bucket is like, this is kind of pretty similar, and so it's less exciting.
yeah.
So it's not going to surpass the first one, and I'm curious. I'm curious, kind of what your take on that kind of two bucket idea is, and if you agree or anything similar, where do you see Hades 2 landing for you?
Uh, I'm not sure because I think one of the things I really liked about the first one, where I got really invested in the characters and the story and kind of unraveling that whole thing. And I don't know that the story and character stuff has as much of a draw this time because a lot of the characters obviously we have met already. Like it's not as much of a holy crap, that's whoever, like Aphrodite or whatever. Like and the story in general doesn't grab me as much so far either. But like that's fine because it's still, I think it is mechanically so much better. Like the different stuff you can do with your run, the charged up attacks, all that sort of thing, that I have more fun, I think, like on the like moment to moment gameplay part, that I'm enjoying that side of it more than in the first one overall, whereas the first one had kind of a more complete package. I don't know. I don't think it's hitting me as strong as the first game because the first game was a new cool thing and this is just kind of more of it. And I think I echo the sentiment in general. This is kind of a little off topic that I just kind of want them to do another game at this point for the next thing. Like I'm good with Hades.
I would be shocked if they said Hades 3.
Yeah, I agree.
I would be shocked. I would be a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Not that I would think like it's going to be a bad game and I'm not going to be into it, but just where I would that studio is so creative. They're so talented. Like
Yeah.
their worst game is like Transistor, and that game is still super unique
It's
and
so
cool.
good. Yeah.
Like that I would just love to see what else they're doing.
Yeah. I just wanted to see them like do something new and cool again. But again, that's kind of like a side note anyways. I think Hades 2 won't hit the same highs that Hades did for me, but that is still because Hades 1 is a 10 out of 10. This might be like a 9 or a 9.5 though.
It sounds like a lot of people are feeling similarly. Again, this is just an anecdotal from like what I'm seeing people talk about it. I'm not hearing them talk about Hades 2, which is pretty shocking considering how big Hades 1 got.
Sure.
And all I can think is it because everyone's still playing Silksong?
I think it's because there's so much good that came out in the last 2 to 3 weeks that it's hard to keep up with everything. The conversation's being split many different ways.
Yeah. Weird. I'm curious kind of where it'll land for Hades 2, because it does feel like it's getting a little bit overshadowed. One other difference I was just remembering while you were talking is Hades 2, you have two paths from each room to choose. Hades 1, it was always just one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was two that you could choose back then too, but okay.
I don't believe so.
I mean,
unless
you're
I was
probably
like
right. I
missing
don't
a
know.
door. I thought it was just one.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't remember. That's interesting. I think one of the big highlights for me is the first time you fight the sirens or whatever. In
The band?
yeah, it's just great.
Yeah, pretty much everyone I've talked to, they like shout that out. That's a cool boss, and it is like you kind of just don't really see that. It's super unique. It almost feels like out of place in this world, which kind of adds to that.
Yeah, it's cool. I at first, the first time finding that fight, the vibe is so intensely cool, but it was just like, ugh, fighting three things at one time kind of blows. And then the second time I had no problem with it because I kind of knew what to expect at that point.
I still find that one pretty hard. I've only made it to the third floor or whatever once. So I definitely have a ways to go.
The
in terms
field
of the upgrading.
Is that what it is?
I don't remember. Again, I've been there once. I barely remember what it was at that one. It's with a bunch of boats. Don't you take like a boat to go to each new area? Like instead of like doors to go to the next place, it's like a boat each time. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Yeah, I don't remember because I think the third or fourth one is the fields, and you're kind of like breaking trees down and going into a big open world area for like a bunch of items.
Yes, no, big open world area does sound familiar. Okay, I might be remembering something else then. Okay, yes, the open world sounds familiar.
Did you get to the boss
and then
of
I will
that
also
area
say,
by chance?
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay,
definitely not.
I don't want to. That boss is cool. I don't want to ruin that for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Another thing that just jumped out at me is Death Defiance, where you get to come back once. You get like almost immediately in the first Hades, and I had to probably do like half a dozen runs in Hades 2 before I unlocked that.
Okay, sure, yeah. Death Defiance is game changing when you start getting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You can be a little more reckless with some of the stuff you do.
But also just like you're gonna go further now, like just by default.
By default, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that game is so cool, and it's more Hades, which is great.
Yeah.
As of midnight Eastern last night or this morning or whatever you want to call it, Ghost of Yotei is out, and I played a bunch of it last night.
Okay.
And I see that you've also played a bunch of it.
Yeah, I'm like 3, maybe 4 hours into it now.
I'm about the same. It'll be hard to like compare anyways, because at some point that you can kind of choose whatever path you want to do, open world stuff.
Pretty much immediately it just opens up and it's like, here's 3 objectives. Although in terms of like how close each of them are to you, like most people are probably going to be on a similar path, and then it kind of comes down to like, did you start doing the bounties? Did you start exploring? What did you do? Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Just right from the get-go, the vibe switch from like that one of like the warrior's path and honorable like fighting and like learning from your uncle or whatever from the first one, to this just being raw and dirty, like, no, your family was killed right in front of you in the first like minute of the game, and you were on a path to just kill everybody that like was involved. That change is very cool. Like, it starts off so fast. So in it.
I am kind of curious how I'm going to kind of feel about the kind of character arc, because one of the things I loved a lot about Tsushima was Jin's kind of like push and pull about what's right to do, and they completely nail that when it comes down to the final fight and stuff like that, and it's one of the reasons I love that performance so much. So I am curious how I'll feel about Atsu's character playing this one, but I am still liking it. It's gorgeous. This is such a pretty game. I'm also playing it on a pro, so that kind of helps with all that. It's kind of funny. Like, did you play Assassin's Creed Shadows earlier this year?
I did a little bit, about 10 hours.
It's like the same story.
Yeah, it really is.
Like with Naue, like it's just literally like, oh, so her blacksmith father was killed by a bunch of masked people right in front of her, and now it's it's almost weird. Like, were you guys in the same writing room, and then like someone got laid off and picked up by But like these games were like made simultaneously, so there's no way that could happen. But
Yeah.
it's almost like back in the day when like Happy Feet and March of the Penguins came out at the
Sure.
same time, and
Bugs and ants.
Life and
Bugs Life
Ants
and Ants.
came
And
at the same.
yeah.
So it's like yeah, like it's just odd that these came out the same year with an extremely similar story.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
It's
I
pretty
can't help
great.
but comment on it.
It's pretty great.
I want to call out there's obviously Kurosawa mode is back, but there's two other modes. I don't know if you noticed this in the
Yeah,
menus.
the Takashi Miike mode, which I have on for the extra blood and mud.
Yeah, that sounds cool, but it also mentions that it pushes the camera in further and
It
makes
does.
combat more difficult. So I was like, no,
Oh,
go
does
with
it?
God.
Okay.
But yeah, it even says in red, this will make it more challenging. Like they shout that out to you. So I'm kind of surprised you missed that.
Yeah.
You just saw the like, oh, more blood. Yep, moving on. Let's go.
Honestly, yes, I did.
Yeah. And then Watanabe mode, which during combat and exploration, they switch out the soundtrack to like a lo-fi soundtrack. Since he was the director of Samurai Champloo, to kind of match those vibes, he wrote new songs for this one. That's just kind of a cool little add-on that they put in there. Like
It's very cool.
A fun little treat.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't recommend the Kurosawa mode, mainly because I think this game is gorgeous with all the color and like how it looks. I wouldn't pass that up unless you just want to like check it out for like a couple minutes to see like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool or whatever, and then turn it off.
I think I agree. I don't think I know a single person who ever played that first game in black and white.
I don't either.
Kurosawa mode. Yeah, I think it is more just like okay, like it's a cool thing to put in there, but I don't think like again, kind of all the modes. It's cool it's in there. I'm going to play with the default, but thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I want to give a quick recommendation if you're playing this game or about to play this game that helped me. So I have motion sickness issues for a lot of stuff. There is a way to turn off the camera shake when you're running so it doesn't just like continuously shake the screen or whatever. And it is hidden in the controller area, not the video or gameplay options. You have to go to the controls.
There's not like an accessibility menu.
It's not in accessibility either. I looked everywhere for it.
All right.
It is in the control scheme. Go down and there's one for like camera shake intensity or something. If you turn that all the way down, that fixes that issue.
Okay.
So high recommendation from me. Also, I hate motion blur. Turning that off was a huge like, oh, okay, this looks great.
Oh, I love motion blur.
I love
that.
It's such garbage.
Give it to me. I want to give, this is kind of in a similar vibe. I want to give a call out to the ability to be able to pick up weapons and just throw them at dudes.
It's so
which
good.
is new to this one, and it is so badass.
It is.
And then for those who don't know, like usually you have to fight like a group of people at once, and they kind of do the Batman thing of like they'll attack you one at a time. But whenever you like kill someone, like 50-50 chance they'll drop their weapon, but like completely vertically, so it'll stick out of the ground, and you can just pick it up and just like, even if it's like a katana, it like she doesn't throw it where it like flips over. She like spear throws everything right, and it'll usually, if it's like a random level grunt, one shot them. If it's like a big dude, it'll take out like half their health. Like it is a serious attack, and it looks so cool.
Just like mowing down a bunch of dudes, picking up their weapon and throwing it at a dude like down the way or whatever. It's awesome.
That is such a great addition. I love that. I'm trying to, so I want to kind of say a little bit where I am, some of the stuff I've done. I've unlocked the dual katanas. Have you done that one yet?
Yep, it's great.
That one's pretty cool. I've only, in terms of when you start and you get like 3 objectives. Obviously, I did the first one, which I think is the inn.
Oh yeah.
And then I did some bounties and stuff, but I was starting to get to the point where I was like, these bounties, I'm using like all my healing. I think I need to like do some more story stuff to kind of get stronger. So I'm on my way to the second one, which you have to like follow a river, right? And that's
what difficulty are you playing on? Just so
it's normal.
Okay.
But I'm loving it. Like I'm it remains to be seen where I'll land in terms of the first one, because obviously that was my game of the year that year. I love
Yeah.
that first game, but the reviews for this one are very high. And I'll also just shout out, Sony sent me the PS5 Pro panels. The
Oh,
Yotei,
okay, for your PS5.
panels
Yeah, yeah.
for the console and the controller. Got them both in gold. So
Nice.
I'm playing on the PS5 Yotei edition with my Yotei controller, like feasting over here.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think we're honestly at similar parts. I focus a lot of time on the, you might be further story-wise. I focus most of my time on the bounties, just because I find the combat in those games so fun. So I just wanted to, like, kind of see what they threw at me for, like, essentially a mini boss fights or whatever. And those have been pretty cool.
I did 2 of them. One was
in the graveyard, I assume. It's kind of the de
graveyard where you
facto
get the
first
smoke
one.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I did one with a dude with a bunch of, like, gunpowder. Like, I had to, like, race my way towards him while he was, like, shooting bombs at me.
And that one you found naturally while you were, like, going there, right? Because there wasn't, like, he wasn't on the bounty board for me. And then when I killed him, she said something about, like, he had his own bounty poster or whatever.
No, I was heading to him, so I must have found that bounty later.
Oh.
I have gone back to that inn a few times just to fast travel and stuff, and there's almost every time there's like a new bounty, so maybe I was able to just pick one up that you didn't, because you didn't go back or something.
That's interesting that they would give, like, a quick just note in the game of why I didn't have that bounty in, like...
Well, they must do that specifically, like, in case you come across it naturally. Here's
that's
a line
cool
and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. On the subject also of the fast travel, it reminds me how much faster everything on the PlayStation 5 runs, because fast travel's instant basically, and it's just like, this is so good. It's so nice.
Yep. And then it's probably even faster for me because I'm rocking a Pro. So
on the Pro,
just imagine how much, it's even a few more milliseconds or whatever. I don't know exactly what the difference is, but I should really go watch the Digital Foundry breakdown just to kind of see what they were talking about.
Yeah, that game is very good so far, but I don't think either of us are far enough in to really talk about, like, story stuff anyway. Mechanically, it's not solid.
That's going to be this weekend. I'm going to go hard on that. So
yeah. So far, so good. That's all I've been doing. What else have you been doing?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I'm going to quickly shout out Borderlands 4. I started this week.
This is what I was going to ask you.
Or 2 in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had it on my list and I took it off just because I don't have a ton to say. I will say though, it starts off like pretty like dark and serious, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then as soon as you finish the tutorial, Claptrap shows up, and I was like, man.
And then he talks about
really
butts or something.
Thought you were not going
to
be in here that much, but then Claptrap's in there.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I've heard good things about that game. So.
Yeah, I've been hearing cool. Well, except for the performance, probably, right? Have you been following any of that?
Yeah.
Luckily, like, this came out while I was gone. In fact, I got code like the day I left. Obviously, I couldn't do anything with that.
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to coming back and playing that. I like looter shooters. It's a great co-op game for me and my friend. But just hearing some of the like weird stuff, like the craziest one was that on the console, the longer you play, the more unstable it gets. And then Randy Pitchford was out there saying, just close and restart the game every now and then. It's like, what are you talking about?
Is it like a caching issue, like what happened with, do you remember this exact issue happened with Fallout New Vegas back in the day, where if you kept playing it, it would just like, everything would start melting and textures wouldn't load because it couldn't handle it, essentially.
I don't remember that, and I don't remember specifically what was happening if you played Borderlands 4 for too long. I'm assuming they fixed that at this point, because there has been a few patches since it did launch, so I am playing a more stable version. So it's almost better that I waited like 2.5, 3 weeks.
Totally, yeah.
I haven't had any issues performance-wise since I got back and played it, but
okay, good.
So I'll talk about that more once I'm like deeper into it. I'm just kind of scratching the surface.
Gotcha.
What I did play a bunch of while I was gone was Baby Steps, and I'm kind of surprised you haven't played any Baby Steps.
I mean, I kind of want to for the comedy, but that game looks like atrocious to play, and I don't know that there's so much good out there to play right now that I didn't really have time for garbage.
Luckily, like This one's $20, so it's
Yeah.
a low barrier of entry compared to a lot of these things. I say that, Silk Song, Hades is like $20. Hades 2 is I think
Yeah.
30 or 40. I can't remember. I bought it 2 years ago or whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
But baby steps. So this is the new Bennett Foddy joint. There's with a couple of the developers from Ape Out. It is much easier than a Bennett Foddy game has been in the past.
That makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, like in previous ones, it's like if you can move at all, you're in the 1%. You're doing great. This one is more just like we're gonna make it frustrating to move, but you're going to move and you're going to get better at it. So in terms of the playing it, it is a friendlier Foddy game than you might expect.
Okay.
I think this is the closest from the comedy side. I think this game is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I get so much Tim and Eric awesome show, great job vibes from it. The banter between Nathan, the main character, and whoever he runs into is just so good. Like these people clearly had to be in the same studio together because they're just going off one another. They're saying weird things, doing weird smiles, and just kind of staring. Like there's I see so much Tim and Eric in there making weird noises and stuff. It's really funny, and like I really think that if you're getting put off, maybe you specifically, how you're saying you're getting put off from the gameplay versus the comedy is worth playing the gameplay, or maybe just watch it. Like everyone is streaming this thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it is so funny. And then there's this interesting push and pull of like, there is clearly a set path that they want you to kind of be on.
Yeah.
That'll typically be a little easier. But if you look off to the side, there's a shoe salesman over there. And yeah, you want to walk over to that shoe salesman because he's selling weirdly large shoes.
Okay.
And when he's like, "Are you wanting to buy shoes?" and Nathan, who has extreme social anxiety, is like, "No, I think I'm gonna go barefoot and I'm here for just feet." And then he responds, "Oh yeah, we've had a few foot perverts around here," and it's
sure.
It's really good. Like, also like keep the nudity on. That's all I'm saying. At the very beginning, they ask you, do you want the nudity on or off? And I'm going to say you should keep the nudity on. That's my recommendation. And I think it's also funny that they say they have that at the beginning of the game for what is essentially just like kind of a walking simulator. Like the main. So for those who really don't know how this game plays, left trigger lifts your left foot, right trigger lifts your right foot. And then if you just press forward on the analog stick, you will just fall straight over. So you need to constantly be like lifting one foot, leaning forward, and then releasing the foot to kind of catch yourself. Like if you think of like how people walk, it's the way people walk is we are falling every time we take a step and we are catching ourselves. And
yes,
and that's why that that's why like when people are making robots right now, it's very hard to get walking right because you have to teach a robot to fall every time they take a step and catch themselves. But we just do that intuitively because we're as animals we learn that growing up.
Yeah,
you're basically kind of doing that. Is you're learning how to walk from scratch with this weird dude who's just in a onesie that'll just get like weird sweat and mud stains on it. This dude is also caked up, like he has just a huge rear end, so it's just kind of wobbling all over the place while you're walking around. And then anytime someone offers him help, he is incapable of taking it, and he's like, "No, I'm not stuck in the hole. I'm a pit inspector." And then the other guy's like, "Well, thank God we have a pit inspector here." And like,
right, just
like
absurd
the comedy. It's so dry, it's so witty. Like, so it gets to the point of like, do I really want to risk walking all the way over to that weird thing I'm seeing, which there's a good chance I'm going to fall off this mountain and put myself back 45 minutes. And I do it every time because there's a chance there will be a cutscene over there. And I am like living for these cutscenes. The writing is that good.
Yeah.
So I really am recommending this. It is easily one of the funniest games I have ever played.
Nice. Yeah. I did see one part. A buddy of mine was playing it, so I was just checking it out. The writing is solid.
Which part was this?
So first of all, it took him forever to get into it because it's it's in a cave or something. And some dude has a boulder on him. And to get into the cave, there's like a boarded up like entrance or whatever. So to get in, he had to do this weird like fall forward and then use the ice to like push him under it
Oh, I
because
have not come across this. I don't know this one.
you
Okay.
can't really like crouch from what I can see in that game. So he just had to do this like stupid like forward fall onto his face and hope that there was enough momentum to bring him under the boards.
Yep.
And then yeah, there's just a dude calling for help or whatever. But the comedy or the writing or the dialogue between them, you're right. They're definitely in a room recording that because there's no way you can get the back and forth that quick if you're just like putting two voice actors in a booth and then like
separately
splicing
and
it
trying
together.
to like
it doesn't
layer
work.
it. Yeah, like it's too organic.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, there is a way you could do it, but it would be so difficult. And I say that from someone who does this kind of editing. Like,
yeah,
you can definitely tell like they were just like, hey, let's just riff off this concept, and they probably did it like 10 different times, and they're like, that's the one.
Yeah,
so that's how I think they really did it.
Yeah. Does that sound familiar at all though? Like, it almost seemed like a frozen over lake of ice.
I haven't seen anything frozen, but the environments, the biomes kind of change, so they're probably further off than I am.
Interesting. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Anyways, that's baby steps, and that's all I've been playing.
Nice.
Let's do some news. There's a bunch of pretty interesting stuff that happened this week. Stuff that we definitely need to talk about. Let's start with Game Pass. Have you followed this?
I did see this, and it made me think, do I use Game Pass enough to like eat that amount every month?
Yeah. So the long short of it is Game Pass is getting a substantial price increase, or it did yesterday.
Gotcha.
It is,
yeah.
There's obviously the few different tiers, but the kind of main one you'd be interested in, Ultimate, that gets you everything.
Yeah, that's
and these
the
are
one.
American prices. I'll just go.
That's the one.
It was $20 at the beginning of the week. It is now $30 a month.
American.
It's a 50. This is American.
Yeah.
That's a 50% price increase. 30 a month is pretty wild.
It's hard.
And I was even seeing like the day this happened, the site where you cancel Game Pass crashed, and that could either have been like Microsoft being like, we need to bring this site down to stop people from doing it, or they got hammered. There's two ways of reading that scenario. No way to really know what exactly it was, but like I've been seeing a lot of people pretty upset. I'm pretty shocked at this. To be fair, if we're kind of looking at a larger picture, they did but they did a price increase around this time last year because Call of Duty comes out in a month. And Call of Duty is also about to come out in a month. So is this just your annual Call of Duty price increase? Like maybe.
Well, like Ninja Gaiden 4 or Outer Worlds, like there's a bunch of big stuff coming that they're trying to justify the price hike, right?
Big for you and I, but
sure.
Compared to Call of Duty, no one cares about Outer Worlds 2 or Ninja Gaiden. Like Call of Duty's the one, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. Like all three of those, both of those, like come out this month. Call of Duty's in November. What was shocking was just like the size of the increase. While everyone is at like a pretty like subscription fatigue. 30 a month is, and then so the one I've been thinking a lot is now to get the value out of this, you have to like really want these day one first party titles. And Microsoft, when they're doing this, they're also saying like, hey, we're putting more day ones than ever before, and they've committed to like 75 a year, which isn't necessarily first party titles. That can be like third party indie stuff that is also just happening to like launch into Game Pass. So not all of these are $70 titles.
Like Silksong,
I'm sure if you're
include on this.
Silksong would count under that for sure, absolutely. And like that's obviously like a high profile game. That's a big get for them. But for every Silksong, there's like 3 random indie games you haven't heard of that probably sell for $10.
Totally. Yep.
If you're like us who are playing kind of like almost everything, or we're keeping an eye on everything, it's probably still going to net out as a positive. But I cannot imagine the majority of people are getting $30 a month out of this.
I agree. I'm questioning
all I
it
can
for
think
me.
of.
So
all I can think of is they are looking at their like dedicated Xbox people and
Yeah.
just squeezing them more because it's like, hey,
Yeah.
if we have you for this much, we'll probably be able to keep you for that much more. Like I'm sure there's a whiteboard there where it's like we're gonna lose probably this many people, but we are going to gain money from this many, and it will still be in the green for us. I mean, I'm still pretty much locked in, just because I need the multiplayer access.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right. And I know I could get the lower Game Pass one and still get the multiplayer, but at this point it's like, well, I mean I do want those day ones. I'm in a
Yeah.
fortunate spot where a lot of the time I'm able to get a code for a bunch of those ones. It's not guaranteed. And I don't really want to play the thing of like, okay, well this month I'm gonna go up and then this month I'm gonna go down. And then this month like I don't want to track it like that. So I'm kind of stuck in there. But
Yeah.
I get, but but I do that for PlayStation. Is like if a big thing comes out over there, I get PlayStation Plus for a month, so I have access to the multiplayer. If multiplayer is like a big component of it, like
Yeah.
like or whatever it is going to be, maybe Helldivers or something, for example.
Yeah. I I mean, I think we've had this conversation before, and I know I've said this before on here, that I'm pretty tight about my subscriptions, and I will cancel and re-up on a monthly basis. Like, I have a list of everything that I subscribe to, and then if I don't need it for that month or the foreseeable future, I just cancel it.
I'm pretty much like that on the streaming services now.
Yeah,
It's like, is
streaming
there a show I
services.
want?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do it, and I'll catch up on what I missed.
At some point, you have to, because there's so many now that you will get screwed.
So many.
Yeah.
So many. And that's what they're hoping for, is everyone wants to be like the subscription service, and it's like, but we cannot.
Yeah, that's
Remember
right.
when Game Pass launched, it was $8 a month.
Yep.
Like, just insane.
That's right.
One other tidbit I'll shout out, they've changed the name of their tiers. We don't have to get into that because it's all super confusing. But the second tier one, which gets you all the first party games, except within a year. They have not said will it be a few months, will it be 12 months. Call of Duty's an exception to that one. So if Call of Duty is something you want Game Pass for, you have to get Ultimate. And then I think if we pull out, one of the things that I've been thinking a lot of is, okay, like almost all of these first party titles, at this point, pretty much every single one except Starfield is going to launch on PlayStation the same time.
Probably,
or PC
yes.
the same time,
of course.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Both a PC and PlayStation, if you look at the Pro, will play those games better than any Xbox will.
Sure.
So if you're not getting $30 value, you're better off spending the 70 on a different platform and playing the game in a better state. And that's not great. That's not a great look for Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm in this weird niche area too where I think I need to keep Ultimate because Aaron will sometimes play like on the console and I play on PC, so I kind of need access to Game Pass on both console and PC, and that's like the way to do it, right? The easy way to do
Ultimate
it.
gives you both.
Yeah,
because you could just do PC.
Yeah,
and you would save like half the price, but then you wouldn't be able to play it on your console. Yeah.
And like when Silksong came out, I actually didn't buy it. I recently bought it on Steam because I just wanted to support that dev more, so I bought it twice or whatever. Okay. And then when I played it on Game Pass, though, the reason I played it on Game Pass first is because I liked being able to play on PC as normal, and then go to my couch and like play for a little bit there, and like pick right at, like there is some niceness to being able to do both, going back and forth, but. The more
absolutely.
When I see $30 a month, just like, God damn it! Because Silksong was $25. Like that game is cheap.
Well, no. If you're sticking with $30, that's American prices. It was $20 American.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah. One other thing I should shout out is they're also adding in Fortnite Crew, I think is what it's called, which is Fortnite's subscription service.
That's big for certain people, so
for sure. Like I have a friend who does subscribe to both, and they're like, this actually might be saving them money now.
Sure. Okay.
And they're adding in, it's called Ubisoft Classics, which is a little unclear like which Ubisoft games, but they added like a shit ton of older Ubisoft games to Game Pass this last week.
Interesting. Okay.
Almost every Assassin's Creed. that isn't like the new version was put on there.
Yeah,
So there's like a lot. And I think Hogwarts Legacy was a pretty big one that got added this week as well. So I mean, there's still lots of games, but the price is just pretty crazy.
it is.
Um,
Yeah.
just and it kind of tangentially related. This was announced last week, but you guys didn't do a show, so I wanted to touch on it while we're talking about price increases. Last
Sure.
week, Microsoft increased the price of the Xbox.
You're right.
Once
They
again.
did. Yeah.
Which so I'll give you the there's 5 versions of Xbox Series. I'll give you the old and the new price. Keep in mind these got raised earlier this year, and this is another price increase. And then also for context sake, Nintendo and Sony have increased their console prices as well. So it's not just Microsoft, but
Right.
this is just not a great look with like the double hit for Xbox 2 weeks in a row. An Xbox Series S at 512 gigs. Used to be 380. Remember that thing launched at 300, but anyways,
Yeah.
it's now $400. A Series S 1 terabyte, which was 430, is now 450. A Series X digital version, so that's that white one with no disk drive, was 550. It is now 600.
$50 increase.
A standard Series X, so with the disk drive, was 600. It's now 650. Remember that thing launched at $500.
That's right. Yep.
And then the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Special Edition. So it has a disk drive, it's got a fancy thing, and it's got twice as much storage. It was $720. It was $730. That's now $800. It's more expensive than a PS5 Pro, a more powerful console.
That's I wonder why that one went up $70 and the others went up 50 max and like 20 for the lower version.
I'm assuming
Weird.
it's just kind of like maybe like percentage. And I know it's not 1-to-1 here, but it's like if we're all trying to go up by 10%, this one's gonna go up higher because it has a higher starting point, maybe something like that.
Yeah. Could be.
This is crazy, and then like I just can't. Like Xbox is selling so poorly, and then they're increasing. Like I can only imagine they were like, what's our last thing? We can't sell any more. We're not getting any more subscribers. We're not getting any more customers. So we'll just squeeze the ones they have. It seems like they're just constantly shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe they're just expecting people are playing on other stuff because everything's in Xbox now, right? So.
Well, so at this point, do they just like not care about selling hardware?
I'm guessing so.
So they're like, but like, who out there would buy an Xbox at this point?
I think if you buy an Xbox, you're kind of crazy at these prices.
At this point, like, I totally don't understand it. But I could also say the same for like PlayStations, which are going up as well. Like,
sure,
it would be so hard to like decide, hey, I want to get a new console right now, knowing if I had done this a year earlier, I would have saved $100.
Yeah, it sucks.
So this makes me think of the next generation, which we keep hearing a little bit of leaks on both sides of it. We know each of them are working on it. Like, I just don't see anyone siding with Xbox at this point.
I agree.
So let me ask you, someone who like did not pick up an Xbox but ended up with one.
Yeah.
What would have to happen for you to buy the next Xbox? Pie in the sky. Say anything. There must be something that would make you do it.
Yeah, it's easy. They take away Game Pass and Xbox games on PC. That would be
so if there's just like exclusives there again?
Yep. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because the reason I don't care is because they've actually been good enough to me as a PC person that they allow me to play their games on the thing I want to play on.
Sure. Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, they're not going to do that because they like this strategy. So is there anything else they could do? Is there anything like with the box that it could have?
No, there isn't. Not a single thing.
I don't. As someone whose primary console is the Xbox, like I would almost feel uncomfortable recommending it. I obviously have to see what the boxes are, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing they could add to sweeten the pot to make me buy it. They would have to subtract from me to make me buy it, essentially.
What if it was like twice as powerful as the PS6.
I mean,
And it's the same price.
yeah, like, again, you're kind of asking the wrong person, because I would rather put that into my PC. Like, if I'm spending that money, and then I'm going to get a better thing anyways that they could offer, because that's just the way technology goes, right?
Yeah.
So
like,
I'm the wrong person to
I
ask
don't,
for that, personally.
no, I think you're the right, because I'm also curious, like, to like kind of anyone, because again, no one's buying Xboxes. Like, what would they
Yeah.
have to do to make you buy an Xbox? Like, what could they possibly do?
Yeah, they can't.
I just don't even know what that answer is. And with these prices going up, the next ones are going to start at whatever these prices are. They're not going to go back down, because
Yep.
that's a weird look. These things are going to cost more money. Like,
Yep. No, you're right.
anyways, talking about future hardware and prices, let's continue with the Xbox. This was again a last week story, but I think it's important to touch on. We finally got the American price, the North American, but here these are the American prices here for the
Yeah.
Ally and the Ally X. The ROG Xbox Ally, that's the white one, that's the weaker of the two, $600.
Yep.
The ROG Xbox Ally X, which is the black one, the more powerful one, is $1,000.
I was close with my 900 guess back in the day. I was close. It's more than I guessed, even. Fuck.
More, yep. I understand pre-orders went up, and the X actually sold out on pre-orders. Now, who knows how many pre-orders they put out there?
Yeah.
Part of me thinks, like, if anyone was in the market for this, it's going to be an Xbox fanboy.
Yeah,
and
surely.
At this point, if you're willing to spend $600, you're probably willing to bite the bullet and just get the better one.
I would think so. Yep.
But what are your thoughts on these prices? These launched October 16th.
Again, for me, they're completely out to lunch. This is crazy to me. There's no fucking way.
And like, I look at these and like, so the thing I was excited about with these is, like, I will have my Game Pass library offline on the go. I don't have to stream it, because right now, like on the Steam Deck, the only way I could get my Game Pass library was streaming it, or getting I have a bunch of Xbox purchases. Obviously, there's a lot of digital games there. The only way to get those is if I was remoting into my Xbox. I would get these offline. I would get Game Pass. Game Pass is now $30 a month.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. So day one, say you have nothing. Day one, you get this in Game Pass. You're paying $1,030, and then $30 in perpetuity forever after that.
I mean, whoever's buying this for $1,000, they're fine paying $30 a month.
Of course, I would assume. Yeah,
but I just cannot see anyone being like, I was kind of looking for like a handheld console. Maybe I'll get this one. Like, right now, you can get a Steam Deck, like a refurbished. They just had a sale on like refurbished Steam Decks, and they were as low as like $350.
Yeah, and that's pretty regular. When they do Steam sales, they usually do that. So for sure.
And I'm sure this will be much more powerful than the Steam Deck.
Oh, absolutely.
But I just feel like at some point, the person who is like, I want to play the best games in the best possible way, they're playing on a home console.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I would be surprised if someone picked this up and this is the only, and they don't have like a current gen console.
I think that's foolish if you buy this over a console, but maybe you're traveling literally every day. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's another idea. Yeah, you're traveling all the time. Like, you just do not have the time to like play at home or something like that. I guess that's got to be a pretty low number, but sure, that is a number.
Yeah.
I just feel like these are for like power users.
Yeah.
And power users to me say, I have a home console, I have a PC, I have something else at home.
If not multiple things at home already. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It is pretty wild.
Yeah. So what price point do you look at this and you're like, yeah, that's a fine, realistically for them as well? Obviously, if you say $100, everybody's going to buy this thing. But like,
sure. Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing is, like, I can't really argue with these because, like, I'm sure probably specs and performance wise, this is the price it has to be. Like,
probably.
I don't know the one-to-one. I've only used the Ally X for 5 minutes when I went hands-on with it at Summer Game Fest. So
yeah,
I'll get to try it out when it launches and stuff for sure. But like, gaming laptops are around this price as well. I'm
Yep.
assuming it's going to probably be, but this is going to be a better form factor than playing a gaming laptop with with an extra Xbox controller. Like this will be more portable friendly for sure. So in terms
Yeah.
of price wise, like it makes sense for what you're getting. But I'm just thinking from like the consumer standpoint, like you have to be like the most power of power user. Like you have to be
Yeah.
the person who literally has like
Yeah.
4 PS5s and 5 Xboxes because I'm so deep, I do this for work and all this crazy stuff to like justify this. And I look at my friends who are they're terribly more casual, but I even look at like people who are kind of in the middle ground and I just do not see the argument for it. Like if someone
There
was
isn't
asking
one.
me like, "Hey, there are so many handhelds out there now." And like for context sake, there's the Legion Go S, whatever all those are these prices as well. This is not the first time something has
Yeah.
hit 1,000. So this is not crazy. But if someone was saying, "Hey, what should I get?" I'd be like, "Get a Steam Deck or a Switch 2, and if you
Yeah.
can only get one, get a Steam Deck." Like,
Yeah. Because like with that much power behind it, the type of person that wants something like this generally you think are probably children or casual people. You don't need this for Minecraft, like that much power for Minecraft.
I don't know if I fully agree with that. Like, I use my Steam Deck plenty. I know tons of people who are not children who use Steam Decks. Like the port, you know what I mean?
No, I don't. But I'm somebody who doesn't play on the go ever. If I'm playing, it's at
Okay.
home.
Okay. Um, I think portability is a huge aspect to a lot of these. That's great. But I do not think people who are wanting the portability are also like that it needs to have the best in there. I don't think
Well,
people with a
yeah,
Steam Deck are sitting there going, "Why isn't this 60 frames per second? What
right.
It's only 800." Like no, I don't think they're saying that. I think they're happy with that trade-off. And
Sure,
then,
yeah,
like I was
yeah.
saying before, though anyone who's not happy with this, where they're like, "That's why the Ally X is for me." It's like there's no way you don't already have a PC.
That's right, yeah. You don't need this much power for like Roblox and Silk Song and stuff. Is the stuff you would want to probably play on the go. Is kind of what I'm meaning. Unless you really want to play
Yeah,
like
like
the
I
new
feel like I feel
Crisis
like
or
the
something.
general use case is like I want to take my games on the go, but like I understand that I'm not going to get the absolute best when I'm walking around, and I'm okay with that
Yeah,
because
that's
I
right.
have ways to play that when I'm at home, and I'm playing enough different games that like I have like my portable games and stuff. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna play like I'm gonna play Call of Duty when I get home, but when I'm on the train or whatever, I'm gonna play Baby Steps. I'm gonna play Balatro. I kind of categorize my route and my day in different ways like that.
yeah, yeah. That price is crazy. It's crazy.
I'm so curious to hear sales numbers and stuff. I'd almost be surprised if we got that good of sales numbers. I was surprised to hear they sold out of pre-orders of the big one, but again, who
Yeah,
knows how many pre-orders they had? That's kind of the big question.
yeah, true.
All right, moving on from Xbox. The next big story this week was that EA is going private.
Yes. Wait, this is the one that's being bought by like Dubai or something, right? Or is that the
Saudi Arabia, yes.
Saudi
Yeah.
Arabia? Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
a
right.
few different people. Saudi Arabia is going to be the primary investor. They'll have the majority of the company, but it's no longer going to be a publicly trading company. It's going private underneath them. It's supposed to take about a year for this whole acquisition to go through, so it won't happen until I think it was even like first fiscal year 2027, which would end in like
Sure.
the end of March.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
you remember, like when Activision was getting bought by Xbox, that took like almost 2 years for it to finally like be
Yeah.
a done deal.
I'm just reading
There's a
some
big
stuff
long
here.
article over on Business Wire. If you want to get really in the weeds, which I cannot accurately tell you all the little nits and bits about it. I was listening to Jason Schreier, who was guesting over on the Min Max podcast. He was talking about this a little bit, and his kind of main takeaway is they're getting bought for $20 million. EA is likely going to be going into some aggressive cost cutting because they will be in 20. Sorry, did I say 20 million? $20 billion.
Yeah.
Which likely means some aggressive cost cutting as it'll be putting them into debt. $20 billion. I guess I forget the name of this, but it's a way you can purchase or do an acquisition where the debt you are taking by buying this, the new company receives that debt and they need to kind of like work their way out of it. I don't know. Sounds like some crazy tax loophole stuff that is far above my head. I don't get paid enough to know about that. But
yeah, right.
The other kind of point that Schreier was talking about is I bet there are going to be a lot of layoffs at EA internally.
Yeah, probably. I'm wondering how much of a say they'll have in any of the like actual day-to-day or game making thing, or if they're just there to kind of make money.
Oh, I'm 100% there to make money. Whenever someone buys someone else, they are there to make the most amount of money off of it and kind of squeeze it. So EA, with them going into this much debt, that's where they're kind of looking at. They have a lot of money to make up.
Yeah, that's right.
And then there's just general questions of like, will there be much influence? Saudi Arabia is not the most open place. Are we going to see
this is what
things change in The Sims?
Well, this is what I'm kind of wondering, because there was a big outcry from a certain subsect of the internet with like the latest Dragon Age and stuff like that of wokeness or whatever. And then it just sparked in my mind, if EA is like run by Saudi Arabia, do you even like, does BioWare even do like gay characters anymore? At all?
BioWare is like, yeah, like Mass Effect, classically queer romances in there. Like,
does that exist anymore with Saudi Arabia paying the bill?
I don't know. I'm curious if any studios will kind of get sold off piecemeal.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I could see
about.
BioWare being on the chopping block. They haven't had like a massive hit in quite a while.
Yep.
They take a long time to make their games. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure their EA is being purchased for the sports. They're probably being purchased for Sims, and it makes me wonder. And then I would have to assume Battlefield is a big like that is going to determine a lot going forward, because there's a lot of studios under EA making sure Battlefield is the best it possibly could be. So I bet there's a lot riding on Battlefield, similar to when Assassin's Creed Shadows was coming out for Ubisoft. There was so much kind of riding on that game selling like gangbusters.
Yeah. Does this mean Titanfall comes back? What's the chances?
That would be a great way to like get the gamers on your side. I don't think that's the case though.
Yeah,
that's another question though. Is like, what happens with Respawn? Like, they've kind of just been doing Apex, which Apex was making a lot of money for a while there, but I understand that's gone down pretty drastically. But it seems like every time they pitch a game, we just learn this got canceled. I guess they also have the Star Wars Jedi franchise going as well. So there will obviously be a third one of those. And those games are pretty good. I like them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's good stuff in there for sure. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a wait and find out what this means.
Yeah, and we won't even know until 2027 because it won't go through until that point, and then it'll probably be a year of cuts. And hey, who knows if there'll even be a game industry in the 2027 at the rate we're going?
The rate we're going, who knows there'll even be like life on Earth at that point.
Fair enough.
You could go real dark.
Speaking of big companies doing like weird things, this is a report over from Eurogamer. Ubisoft and Tencent announced a new subsidiary, Vantage Studios, which will now lead development for the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six franchises. Which sounds to me like the most important franchises.
It sounds like they're preparing to shutter everything else,
or like try to sell things off. Like this would, I'm assuming this has to be like a tax way. Like if we make a new studio, a new LLC, then we can move money around this way. We can more easily sell off our biggest franchises to someone else. This has to be what's happening.
Yeah, because now the other company can maybe claim bankruptcy or something, get some tax breaks that they like. This is definitely
it's an easy one where they go like, "Hey, this is what this studio has. Look how great these games sell," and they don't have to mention Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. They don't have to mention. We were doing something with Rayman, like they can just we have. I'm surprised Just Dance is not in here, to be honest. I feel like that thing sells pretty well, but I guess it's not the most pop. I don't know.
Just a legal way.
These are clearly like the tentpole franchises.
Yeah,
and I think, like you said, they're just kind of getting their ducks in the row that they can just sell things off.
I think that means every other like subsidiary company IP is just going to be cut. It seems that's what I feel will happen, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. This one hit pretty close to home to me. This is a bummer. It was announced at the beginning of the week. Rock Band 4 will be getting delisted on October 5th. That's this Sunday. The original licenses for the core soundtrack are expiring. The DLC will be delisting as well. Anything further than like 10 years is going away, and then as each kind of DLC track hits its 10-year mark each week, it'll be going away. This is really sad. Obviously, if you've purchased the game, you purchased the DLC, you'll still be able to play them. So like, I'll still have access to my stuff, but just the fact that it won't be in the store anymore, like new players cannot come in. I mean, the game is old. Clearly, it's 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
So like, my recommendation, if you were ever considering maybe getting one of the new guitars or something, or playing Rock Band, go buy Rock Band 4 Rivals. That, you can get it digitally. It's now $10. Just get that to kind of future-proof yourself. Then you at least have it.
Yeah.
So that the day it was announced, I went on there and I pretty much started buying every DLC song that I've ever considered wanting or might want to play in the future.
They got
and
you.
After about 45 minutes of that, so many people have been hitting that server. I have not been able to get into the store, and it's been 3 days of that.
That's hilarious. Holy shit.
I can't tell if it's just like maybe they left one server up because who was buying this, but I have not been able to get back into that store, which is a bummer because I was going through and I was wish listing them all so that I could go and like cross-reference, like, okay, do I want this one? Do I want this one? And I can't even get to my wish list because I could go online to like Xbox.com and buy them, but I don't remember what was in my wish list. So I'm really hoping it comes up before the 5th, or I just miss out on those. But my recommendation for anyone who is even kind of thinking maybe one day Rock Band, go buy Rivals now. It's $10, and you'll at least be able to play it in the future.
Yeah.
All right, last chunk of news. This happened again. This was a last week thing, but we weren't doing a show. During Tokyo Game Show, Hideo Kojima did his own live stream about the Kojima verse.
Yep.
There was a bunch of stuff that was announced in there, so we'll just go through some of them. OD finally came back. OD Knock is, I guess, the full title. This is the game that Xbox is helping fund. Because they're like a 2-3 game studio now at this point, which is pretty crazy. Good for Kojima.
Yeah.
So we got this is also Jordan Peele is working on this one. I got a new trailer. I actually didn't watch any of these trailers, but if you wanted to say anything, feel free to jump in. And
I did watch the OD trailer, and it is very atmospherically scary, and I want to see what that thing is. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's probably just going to be a movie. Kojima just wants to make movies, and horror is a good medium for that. So I'm in.
Sure. Physant showed up, which before this I had basically forgot about Physant.
Yeah, his Metal Gear.
This is going to be the Metal Gear spiritual successor, basically.
Yeah.
So this thing still exists. Some of the cast also got announced. I'm not familiar with them, but Don Lee, Charlie Fraser in Minami Hamabe. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Hamabe. They're going to be present in there. Death Stranding is getting an animated spin-off movie called Death Stranding Mosquito.
Okay.
Alongside A24, and I understand it's going to be a different story. It's not going to be following Norman Reedus' character.
Interesting.
There was also an update on the Death Stranding movie, just basically that it is still happening. That's also not going to be covering Norman Reedus' character, so
makes
more
sense.
Stuff around that.
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima is working on his own version of Pokemon Go.
Okay.
He's working with Niantic. He's making an AR project.
Okay. I'm just reading up on this right now. Oh, there's not really any news otherwise, I guess.
Nope, just that it's happening.
Yeah.
And then I just want to. And then Kojima's also launching a credit card.
Yeah. I heard this might not be great because in Japan, this is like their version of NFTs, essentially. Like, people kind of lose respect for big names that like go behind banks credit cards and like release their own line. Apparently, like culturally, it's kind of like their version of NFTs. So I don't know. This means nothing to me here, but
I'm just reading what's on the article. I don't plan to open an account with the Kojima credit card, but that is something.
Would we even be able to here?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I wasn't planning on it, so it doesn't really matter.
I wonder if it unlocks anything in his games. If you do, I bet it does.
I mean, he would be the one to add something like that. That's for sure.
I bet it does. Yeah.
And then I don't know if this. I was just seeing this quote going around Blue Sky. I don't know if it came from this thing, but at some point he said he wanted to scan a ghost.
What? Okay.
Yep. see if I can quickly find that.
Okay. This I didn't hear about this.
You didn't hear about this? Okay,
no,
let me
didn't.
Find that. Okay, here's an article. I'm going to put it in our Discord chat, and then you can follow along with me.
Okay.
Here's the headline. Hideo Kojima wants to, quote, scan a ghost, unquote, into OD, but he already recorded the ghost in his studio, and, quote, that's why we went to the shrine together with Microsoft, end quote, to make sure the game isn't haunted.
Oh my god. Read what he said, like just right under that, his quote.
Yep, and then, yeah, the subhead here is a quote. I want to scan a ghost for the first time, and I want to get an award for that.
Is he okay? Is Kojima okay?
This is one of the best headlines I've read in a while.
Man.
And then I'm see if I can find that. There was a pretty funny tweet. I sent it to a friend. Let's see if I can quickly find it.
Weird. Okay.
It was about this specific one. I'm gonna hang on.
Yeah. So
okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it in our chat for you, and you can read it aloud since I read the last one.
Okay. Jordan Peele. Oh hey, you're back early. Hideo Kojima. Game's haunted. Peele. What? Kojima loading a pistol and going back to the studio. Game's haunted. God, that.
Yep.
So I'm reading the article here about scanning a ghost, and I'm guessing that means that OD deals with.
Please tell me what that means.
Deals with hauntings and like. So because what he says here, what he's implying is that we did like motion capture and we recorded sounds in like different places, and I really hope that there's a ghost there. It's like, what? Like, this is a weird, crazy thing to say. It's like, yeah, that creak, I want that to be a ghost creak in the audio.
Yeah. I just like the idea of like, and we went to the shrine with Microsoft. Like some there's like a PR person from Microsoft like doing like a studio visit to be like, hey, I want to see how OD's going. Like, catch me up. We're just doing a check-in. You know, we're publishing it. We gave you a few $100,000.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you need to come to the shrine with us because we need to make sure the game's not haunted.
This is, even for Kojima, this is weird.
I'm just thinking of this like 20-something-year-old skinny dude. He's going back to Microsoft, and they're like, cool, give us an update on the clients they're working on. And he's like, Kojima Studios is going good. We went to the shrine, and OD is not haunted. Straight-faced. Says that directly to Phil Spencer's face.
Like, oh, that's good.
Okay, well, that's good. That's better than, I guess, if it was haunted.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I need a status report on your newest thing. Well, I can definitely tell you that it's 30% done, 10% bug coded, and it's not haunted. Great.
Not haunted.
Okay.
I can definitely tell you that Kojima doesn't think the game's haunted.
Doesn't think.
I can't myself. I can't confirm myself whether or not it is or is not haunted, but Kojima told me it's not.
He's about 70% sure that's not haunted. More tests to come. This is very.
Is there going to get a little bit of, in every copy sold, there'll be a little bit of the ghost?
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
All right, that's it for news. What a whirlwind of a news segment that was. Let's do some questions. Topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP podcast on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's PO box. And you could sound like a Jedi Master of Ceremonies, who writes, if each of you were a member of the Beatles, who would you be?
Realistically, probably like George.
What makes you say that?
I get so out of the three of us, I don't feel like I'm a lead man, but I kind of do my own thing, like of this podcast. Like I'm guessing in terms of this podcast. Otherwise, Paul, because that's who I'm named after. Obviously, like.
Are you actually like named after that Paul, or just you have
Yes.
the same name as them? Oh, interesting. Okay, you can be whoever you want. Any Beatle. You can be more. Than
I mean,
one
I
if you
would
want.
prefer
Okay.
George too, because I think he has some of the better songs.
Okay, I was just gonna take Ringo because I would like to play the drums.
Okay. I could see you as a Ringo. He's a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, and the others kind of have like weird edges to them in their personalities.
Okay. I just don't think I could play any of the other instruments, but I could maybe trick someone into thinking I know how to play the drums.
Fair enough. Phantom Aegis writes, ahoy TDP crew, what's your favorite stop-motion movie? Here's a list of examples if you have trouble. Oh, okay.
Oh, and I
If you have
got rid of
trouble
the
thinking
list
of
because we just know plenty of them.
Stop motion.
Stop motion. I'm a huge stop motion fan, like Wallace and Gromit. Which, by the way, I found a Christmas Wallace and Gromit sweater in a thrift store in Glasgow for £7. So I bought that.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
It says "Have a cracking Christmas," and that was pretty awesome. So that's a pretty cool souvenir I picked up.
Does it have to be like an actual stop motion thing, or can it have that style like Spider-Verse or the new K-pop Demon Hunters, like where it's animated, but it's kind of animated in that style? I'm just clarifying.
Does K-pop Demon Hunters have that style? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's a little jaggy.
I mean, I would not call those stop motion.
Okay,
but
no, that's fine.
I know they're trying to reference it, but I think like technically speaking, it's not.
Right? Yeah. No, that's fine. I was just wanting to clarify for my answer.
I mean, you can say whatever you'd like. That's how I'm interpreting it.
I really loved Kubo and the Two Strings.
Kubo's cool.
That thing's awesome.
I mean, I like almost everything that Leica's made.
Yep.
And then obviously I'm a huge Aardman fan. I mean, favorite stop motion. Yeah, like I think my favorite Leica film might be Missing Link.
Okay, pretty
really good.
There's a movie called Mad God that I've been wanting to watch forever. I haven't yet, but that came out I think in the last 10 years, maybe even the last 5.
Interesting.
That's one I've been wanting
I'm
to
also a big
watch.
fan of Wes Anderson's stop motion, both Isle of Dogs and Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay. What are
That
some
most
other
recent
stop-motion
Pinocchio, the
things?
Guillermo del Toro one, that's
Never
a
saw it.
really good one.
I'm gonna see what they put in the as like the list here. Oh yeah, okay. A bunch of the stuff we've already said. Oh, Mad God's actually on there. Neat.
Okay, interesting.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that movie still.
Classic.
That's
Coraline's
classic.
right there as well, right?
Coraline and Paranorman are both great. Paranorman is being
Paranorman's
re-released in
awesome.
theaters this Halloween.
Oh, is it? That's
Or-
cool. I own
I'd
the
go watch
whole
that.
like Leica collection, and then that it came up before Missing Link, and then I also have Missing Link. It's honestly, it's probably like just like Wallace and Gromit for me. Did you watch that most recent one that came out in like January?
I haven't. No, is it any good?
Oh, you should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Wallace and Gromit's pretty great. Yeah, it's true.
Rasterman writes, "What's the longest amount of time you've kept playing a game after realizing you didn't like it? 0 hours is a valid answer."
Like 2 or 3 this last week with Hotel Barcelona. I was trying so hard I was coping so hard.
I'm trying to think of one that I was like actively disliking. I feel like there's so much I'm playing that I usually jump off pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then there's plenty of where I'm just like, this is okay, and I'm just kind of like begrudgingly just wanting to wrap it up, but not disliking. Yeah, I want to say it's probably less than an hour.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I can't think of one specifically.
That's a sane answer, I would say.
Yeah.
Suku writes, okay, so you're at a party and the host calls out for pizza. Oh, here we go. They're taking topping requests, and you get to make one pizza all through your own input. You feel extra hungry, so you think up a devious list. A devious list, okay. What toppings would you put on this pizza that you would gladly eat but few others would? This is easy for me. I like stuff like anchovies and sardines and like really salty fishes, so that's an easy answer.
Okay, so this is basically just what's my favorite pizza because I'm not trying to share with people.
What would you put on a pizza that you want to ensure that no one else around you will get a slice because nobody wants
so
one?
it has to be something just like weird that they won't want it. I don't know then because like
I like black olives
my favorite's
on
just
pizza.
Hawaiian, but other people will eat Hawaiian.
Yep. People like Hawaiian.
I don't know if there's anything I'd put on it that's like that would actually turn people off because I probably wouldn't be that into it. Maybe like really spicy or something, but even I'm not doing like crazy spice, so my level of spice is probably not turning off that many people. I think your answer is better. I don't think I have something like that.
Yeah, I like a lot of things that people generally don't like. I've had pickles on pizza. That's okay. I've had
that one. Yeah,
it's not my favorite, but it's okay. I like black olives. I like sardines and anchovies.
You know what I don't like, which is a pretty popular one, is barbecue sauce on pizza. Kind of just can't do barbecue sauce.
People love that, but I also don't love it. Yeah.
Yeah, can't really do that.
I like blue cheese, so like that's like
I like blue cheese. Yeah.
I like a lot of stuff that most people maybe turn their nose up against. So
party wise though, like when people are trying to figure out, like this is almost like a pet peeve when people are trying to figure out like, hey, what kind of pizzas should we get? It's like, yo, just get one, like a cheese and a pepperoni.
Yeah,
like don't go asking every single person
what they want,
which one they want, because everyone's gonna be like, oh well, I like meat lovers, but it can't be with bacon, but it can be with sauce, and it's like everyone's gonna have no one's gonna help try and make it easy. Just get a pepperoni and a cheese. I know it's super boring, but we're gonna get pizza at least 15 minutes faster than if you go around and make a poll.
It's totally true. And that goes for like anything. So like one of the things is if I want to buy coffee for like a bunch of people at work, if I ask them individually, I'll have 10 things I have to say. So what I do usually is just bring a box of coffee with all the cups or whatever that serves 12. And guess what? Everyone still drinks it. So like just do the basic thing. If people want it, they'll have it.
And that's the other thing. It's like if you wanted a different kind of pizza, you should have been the one ordering it.
Yes,
but
that's right.
I didn't see you volunteer, so you're going to get this one, and everyone will eat cheese pizza.
That's right.
Anyone who won't eat cheese pizza, they just don't eat pizza. And so it doesn't really matter what you would have gotten because they weren't going to have any anyways.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. Thomas writes, have you had cases where spoilers for a game made you enjoy it more?
No. No. But I've been okay with spoilers and I still enjoyed it.
What about if you expand that to like movies or TV? Does that change? Does that alter your answer at all?
No, I would, in every single case, I will get more enjoyment if I kind of enjoy it at my, like, if I quote unquote discover it.
Yeah, I think I'm the same as well. Because like this, you know, the spoilers obviously mentioning there's some kind of like twist or reveal, and the definition of that is like you're not supposed to know it.
Yep.
But I do know there are some people where they just like do not care, like they'll just like read spoilers, and it does not work for me. I would like never do that.
There have been cases where I heard a thing will do a thing, like a movie, TV show, or game, that I maybe wasn't going to check that out until I knew that they were doing that, and then I will check it out and enjoy it. But still, it stands that if I had just bit the bullet, checked that thing out blindly, I would have enjoyed that more. So no, nothing.
I guess that would be an answer for this though, because you're saying in that scenario you were not going to experience it. Like there was like not a reality where you were going to bite the bullet.
Right.
So it was either tell you, or that was the only option. It was tell you or just you are not engaging with this media.
Right, yeah. It's really the more that I'm stuck on. There's no case where a spoiler will make me enjoy something more, but it might make me enjoy it at all.
Yeah, I don't think about more because I like being revealed in the moment for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. VGC Kenny with the last question asks whatever. If they had the ability to, would you want Pokemon to go multi-platform? I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can.
But also, I don't buy them all the time, so like my opinion on that doesn't matter, frankly.
Well, I mean, I was just thinking more broadly. Can you think of any title where you were like, I don't want this to be on more systems?
No, not a single thing.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like, I don't. Even if it was like, because if we think of Nintendo games, often the console might have like a gimmick, whether it's like the Wii or something, right? So there might be like a unique feature, but I would still think it's advantageous to go multi-platform and just take that feature out in some capacity. Like, you're not taken away from like the Wii version. Like, I know I think of games where it's like, it was really cool having it on the DS, and they really used the form factor and the two screens in cool ways. But in no way am I going to be like I'm glad Ghost Trick got moved onto a different platform. You know, like then I was more easily able to play it.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's always better to have the option.
I can't think of anything where I'm like, I'm glad it is locked to this one device or this one company. I don't see how that benefits anyone really.
I agree. Yep.
Besides well, I would even argue it doesn't benefit the platform holder. They would probably get more sales if they had. It's why Xbox is going multi-platform. They are selling way more copies of their games now.
Yep.
So, and then specifically with Pokemon, like that last Pokemon game ran like garbage. It would probably have ran better if it was on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox
PlayStation
Series
5,
X.
Xbox, PC, anything else. Frankly,
like anything else, like so. I have access to everything. I would like to play games on better as best I can if if it suits me. Like, why wouldn't I not want that? So
agreed.
And then even like if you think of PC, you can sync almost any Bluetooth controller. So even if you're like, I like playing this franchise with this type of controller, well, it's getting more easy to use different controllers on different stuff. I even have an adapter for it was for the first Switch. I'm not sure if it works on the second Switch, where I could connect a Bluetooth controller to it. So if I wanted to use an Xbox controller, I could have done. Like, it was like an 8-bit DOE. Little USB thing. So it's like,
exactly.
I don't see any reason to.
There is no reason. I mean, it's for the companies to like have exclusives to sell their thing. But for us, there's no reason.
Oh yeah, I think technically speaking, it would just be, it's considered anti-consumer. Like, it would be better for everyone else if it was spread out. Yeah,
absolutely. I agree.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send a question next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Blue Sky, the Discord channel, or Claire's P.O. Box. Paul, what's your game of the week?
It is Silent Hill F.
And I'm going to give it, I'm going to do a couple of weeks here because I'm going to give it to Baby Steps. I'm going to give it to Hades 2. Oh, and this week I just started Yotei, so I guess I'm going to still give it to Hades 2 for now. Yeah, it's probably going to be next week's.
Okay. In that case, Silksong for last week as well, because that's when I did most of my playing of it.
Right. All right.
Nice.
Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.